Thank you for tuning in to TTV. I'm your host, Toya, and today is Wisdom Wednesday. Just being silly, y'all. But today is Wisdom Wednesday, and on Wednesdays, we talk about the Tao Te Ching. Okay, now what the Tao Te Ching is, if you're not familiar or you haven't heard these, watch one of these videos before, it is a book of it says old wise Chinese man proverbs. Okay, so they're basically verses to kind of help bring wisdom into your life and improve it, get you closer to God, Yahweh, the great integrity, Allah, whatever name you give to that creator entity, okay? But it's different verses to try to bring out that part or that energy that's in you and really get you to thinking and how things affect you, how you affect the things around you and how the things around you affect you, kind of that give and take, which is why it is part of Wisdom Wednesday, because it helps you to gain wisdom. Now before I get started, because I'm gonna read the verse and go through and give you my opinion on it and basically give you 3 points that I took out of it. And I always encourage you to leave your comments below. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you got out of it. But in the meantime, please like, subscribe, and share. If you get anything out of this content, chances are someone else will as well. So share it with your loved ones. Share it with, your friends and family members that you think could get something out of this as well. The second thing I want to mention, and then we're going to get into the verse, is that I am a distributor for Young Living. And if you know me or if you watch my videos before, you know I'm really big on integrity, okay? And so I'm not going to put my name behind anything that I don't feel meets a certain standard or a certain quality. And I feel Young Living really does that with their products that they make. And what they're most known for is their essential oils. So there is a link below. You can check out their products. I am a distributor for them. They do not sponsor me, but I am a distributor for them. So check out the link before, see what they have to offer after you watch the video, of course. But they're going to get started into this, okay? So we are on verse 28. And even though it is verse, it's not really religious verses, okay? So it's not like your Bible. This is just what I said, or Proverbs, okay? Or old wise tales, or however you want to put it. But it's just information, so it's not religious in any way, okay? But let's get into it. So we're on 28, which is the fusion of opposites, okay? So to know the masculine and be true to the feminine is to be the waterway of the world. To be the waterway of the world is to flow with great integrity, always swirling back to the innocence of childhood. To know yang and to be true to yin is to echo the universe. To echo the universe is to merge with the great integrity, ever returning to the infinite. To know praise and to be true to the lowly is to be a model for the planet. To be a model for the planet is to express the great integrity as the primal simplicity, like an uncarved block. When the uncarved block goes to the craftsman, it is transformed into something useful. The wise craftsman cuts as little as necessary because he follows the great integrity. Yeah, that's it. Um, so the number one thing that I get out of this, the very first thing is that stands out the most to me is that everything has a balance. Okay, everything needs balance. They're talking about yin and yang. They're talking about masculine and feminine. They're talking about the universe and the great integrity. So everything that they're speaking on, to me, just the very first thing I notice in reading this, it stands out, is balance. Okay. So if we're going verse by verse, to know the masculine, to be true to the feminine, is to be the waterway of the world. Water flows. Water goes where it's needed. Water is not masculine. It's not feminine. It just is. It is what it is. And that's what that verse to me is saying. It is what it is. To be a waterway of the world is to flow with a great integrity, always swirling back to the innocence of childhood. Okay. One of the things I love about kids is that, yes, they are innocent. Okay. So when they ask you a question, they're not trying to be mean or hurtful. They're asking because they have no idea what the answer is. It's just that curiosity. And that's what I think it is that we have to go back to that point when we were just curious about everything. We didn't judge it. It wasn't good or bad, but we were just curious about it. Okay. And then to know yang is to be true to yin and to echo the universe. Well, that's what it is. Everything in the universe has to balance. Okay. Yin and yang is the epitome. When you think of balance, that's one of the first things you see is the symbol for the yin and the yang. because that represents balance. And whatever it is that you're talking about, feminine, masculine, night, day, good, bad, that's balance. Okay. And the balance with the universe. Okay. That's where we live. That's the energy of the world is universal energy. To echo the universe is to merge with the great integrity and return to the infinite. Okay, when things are balanced and they're in harmony, when you are in harmony and you are balanced and you're going about life in the manner in which you're supposed to, you're going to go back to the great integrity. And in this book, when they talk about the great integrity, my interpretation of it is that they're talking about that God spirit or that God energy, whether it's God, Allah, Yahweh, Jehovah, whatever name you give to that energy, that's what they're talking about, that creator energy. And then it says to know praise and to be true to the lowly is to be a model for the planet. You know, if you're going to have something and be praised about it, then you also have to lift up those who may not feel prideful, who may feel like they're in a failure, or they feel the exact opposite of being happy and proud of what you're doing. They feel the exact opposite. So we need to be there for those people. You know what I mean? To help lift them up. That's part of what being in the great integrity is. God doesn't judge any of us. It just is what it is. And you're not your situation. You're just in a situation. And so I think that's what that one talks about. To be a model for the planet is to express the great integrity as a primal simplicity, like an uncarved block. So when I think about an uncarved block, or if you think about marble or clay or whatever it is that the artist or craftsman is working with, wood, really they what they're doing, or what they'll tell you that they're doing, is that they're chipping away at what's already there. And that's kind of what that creator spirit does with us. Chips away at what's already there so that we can reach our potential and become who we are. And I think that that's what this is talking about as well. And it's just something that's very simple. We make it complex. We make it difficult with all the things that we include and get distracted with in our day-to-day life. But in the end, it really is just as simple as just becoming who you were already meant to be, to become the person that you were sent here to be. And we make it more complicated than it actually has to be. When the uncarved block goes to the craftsman, it is transformed into something useful. Well, just like I already said, you become what it was you were supposed to come. You do when you come here. The wise craftsman cuts as little as necessary because he follows the great integrity. Again, it's just a matter of becoming who it was that you were meant to be, who you came here to be. Okay. So if I had to look at this, if somebody asked me like, what were the three things that I got out of this? The number one, like I said earlier, the very first thing that screams out to me when first reading this is everything is balance. Everything is balance. Like I said, you can't have the night without the dark. You can't have good without bad. Like everything is balanced. The second thing I will get out of this is not to sound like Bruce Lee, but you gotta flow like water. Just go with it. Like wherever life is taking you, just go. Learn those lessons. Don't make it more complicated than what it has to be. Keep it simplistic, okay? Think about it like the innocence of a child, as it says. Go back to that. When a kid sees something, what makes a big deal for a child when they do something that's wrong or not right? It's getting in trouble. It's getting yelled at. If you just talk to the child and tell them, okay, listen, honey, we shouldn't do this anymore, okay? And this is why. Okay, explain to them. Don't just tell them, oh, you were wrong, you shouldn't have did it, I can't believe you did this. Talk to them. Let them know, because again, chances are the first time they do something, they don't know. Like my boys, they always had chances. 3 chances. That's it. That's all I gave you. Okay, the first time you did something wrong, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to tell you why it was wrong. I'm going to tell you what was wrong about it and why you shouldn't do it. The second time you do it, you're going to tell me what it was. Okay? You're going to explain to me. And if you didn't, you're kind of stuttering on it, we're going to go over it again. so that you understand exactly what it was that wasn't right about it, or what was dangerous about it, or what was wrong about what it was you did. So that was number two. You tell me, and if you can't tell me, then I'm gonna help you out that second time. That third time you do it, oh, that's your butt. That's when you in trouble, because at this point now you know. So I would say that this verse is really talking about that first time. When you want to flow like water, you go with the water, the way life takes you. And then you take a moment to pause. If it comes across something that is wrong or gets you in trouble or is not the right path or feels uncomfortable or something, that's your lesson. And then take a moment to just see what that lesson is actually teaching you or trying to teach you. Okay. And then the other thing that I get out of this that screams to me as well is that, God is in everything. God has some peace in everything. The yin, the yang, the male, the masculine, the universe, the great integrity, the lowly, and the praise. Like, God is in all of that. Okay. And again, whatever you call that energy, God, Allah, Jehovah, Yahweh, Buddha, whatever you call that energy, that creator energy that we all have within us. It's all within us and it's in everything, all the actions and things. So don't make it so complicated. Just get the lessons that you're supposed to go and flow like water. Be like water, like Bruce Lee always saying. It's one of the things I loved about that was his interview was when he said that you got to be like water. And that's something that really resonates to me. You probably seen me post it too a couple of times because, that's my favorite Bruce Lee saying. But anyway, so those are the three things I got. Again, it's another recap here to where number one, I get balance. Okay, you need balance in life. Everything balances, and I think that's one of the problems that we have in the world right now is things are not balanced. And so we're dealing with a lot of things in life right now because that yin and yang is trying to balance itself out. That masculine and feminine is trying to balance itself out. That praise and the lowly is trying to balance itself out. The universe and the great integrity trying to balance itself out. So number one would be balance. Number two is flow. Let things flow and learn from it. Learn. Let the waters take you where it's going to take you and learn from it. Okay. Get those lessons from it. And number two, don't forget, God is in everything we do. That's number three. God is in everything we do. We are never without it. Okay. And because of that, I honestly don't know how atheists go about their lives and about but again, this is my viewpoint, the way I'm looking at things. I can't look at this world and see how you can look at it and say there is no God. Like from the creation of new people, like you look at babies and stuff, from the sun rising to the trees and the wind, like this whole place, whether it's a simulation or not, it's a magnificent creation, and somebody had to create it. Okay, and even in the basic and most simplistic view of that, being the creator of this world, it's still a creator. like it didn't just pop up into existence from nowhere. Like it came from something, just like this book. This book came from somebody's thoughts. This pen came from somebody's thoughts. It wasn't in existence and now it is because somebody created it. So anyway, but that's a whole nother video, a whole nother topic and everything else. But as far as this one, those are the three takeaways that I got out of it. Let me know what your three takeaways were, because it might be different from mine, and I would love to hear your comments. So drop the comments below. Please like, subscribe, and share, and I will talk to you tomorrow.